When creativity's overflowing, it sometimes works hard without you knowing. So here's some memories that probably never happened.
Guys, my Imaginosphere is so powerful it can create ideas and thoughts that are so full of life and detail that my poor old brain can't differentiate between conjurings and real memories. So I've got a lot of memories up here in my head of stories that, in all likelihood, probably never happened. And I would love to exorcise one of them today by telling you a story. It is Pride Month. As I say, it is the final Pride Month, final day of Pride Month. And so I thought I'd tell you a little Pride-related story, if that's okay. So I was playing croquet with my friend Jason Statham. And it was, at the time, late May, okay? Jason asked me, "Have you got any big plans for the weekend, Notme?" And I know what you're thinking. Why is he asking about the weekend? Surely it's the weekend as they're playing croquet. Croquet is a Sunday sport. Well, no, this was a Tuesday. What can I say? Jason and I are rule breakers. Anyway, I said I was planning on heading to a Pride parade in New York City, and Jason replied, "Do you know what? I've never been to a Pride event." And I said, "Never?" And he said, "Never, not once." And I said, "Honestly, you really should." And that's for two reasons. Number one, Pride events are a lot of fun if you're in a good mood. And number two, a handsome boy like Jason would be the belle of the ball at a Pride event. They would be all over him. They would welcome him like Jesus to a Chick-fil-A. So I invite him along and he agrees. "It would be a pleasure, not me." I said, okay. He's really up for it, and that's great. So off we go. And we get there just in time for the parade, which is lovely. We find a spot where no one's standing. But the reason nobody's standing there is because there's a bloody great tree in the way. Oh, that's not great for me, and especially not great for Jason, because he isn't the tallest guy in the world. So I turn around to see if there's any better places to stand. But not finding any, I turn back. And what do you know? The tree is gone. The tree is gone, and I'm getting a great view of a very sassy looking drum line. I asked Jason, "What happened?" And he turned to me and said, "I beat it up. I beat up the tree. It's what I do. I'm Jason Statham. I'm the beat upper." Wonderful stuff. I'm certainly not complaining. We watched the parade and it's wonderful. And there's a lot of flesh on display, and I'm hoping that there's a lot of sun cream applied, because they do like to show off the flesh at a Pride event. There's some very powerful makeup as well on faces, because it's super duper hot, but nothing's running. Once it finishes, we go to get some food at one of the beautiful food trucks there. But because everybody has dispersed after the parade, there is a massive queue for the German food truck. The Bratwurst was super duper popular that day. I don't enjoy queuing in the sun because of my paleness, but I wanted a banger, so I made my peace with it. I went into my bag to grab my wallet, and when I looked back, the queue was gone. "What happened to all those people, Jason?" I asked. He turned to me and said, "I beat it up. I beat up the queue. It's what I do. I'm Jason Statham. I'm the beat upper." Now, I certainly wasn't complaining, because I got a lovely mouthful of sausage. But we've seen the parade. We've had some delicious German food. We got our faces painted by a woman dressed as B. Arthur. And we had a little dance by an outdoor DJ who was dressed as Ariel from The Little Mermaid. He looked great. And we're heading home after a long and wonderful day of fun. When we turn the corner, that's where the story gets a little bit more serious. We find a drag queen who's getting some abuse from a group of losers. It was horrible. They could have been criticizing her because she was wearing untenably high heels that she could really barely walk in. She was tottering. Absolutely tottering. They could have been criticizing her for having her hair crafted into the shape of a swear word, which I just think is kind of in poor taste when anybody can see it. But no, just regular homophobic stuff. It's kind of depressing. Jason piped up, I hope one day to live in a world where all the criticism people face is legitimate and based on choices that they've made. Hear, hear, Jason, I said. I went into my pocket to grab my phone in order to shame the abusers by putting them on blast, but by the time I'd looked up, it was over. The losers were still there, but the drag queen was asking them directions to the subway, and the subway, honestly, wasn't far away, maybe a block away. Again, criticise her for a poor sense of direction, guys. She's giving you options here. And they were directing her pleasantly. It was all very cordial. I was confused. What gives? They're nice now? Jason looked at me. I beat it up. I beat up homophobia. It's what I do. I'm Jason Statham. I'm the beat-upper. And then he helped me, he paid for a cab home for me, which is lovely in a way, but also fair enough, because he made an absolute mint from the Expendables film, so he's definitely good for it. And that's the end of the story, although I will say probably that didn't happen, because I remember us standing and watching the parade for a couple of hours, but in reality, Jason does get jumpy legs if you stand still for more than 20 minutes, so probably didn't happen, but still, thank you for letting me tell that story. I do appreciate it. It's given us some lovely ep name suggestions. Some wonderful ep name suggestions, yeah. I'm looking forward to people voting on them. And that was a memory that probably never happened.